WHYN News Talk 560, our time 8:37. And joining us right now from Trinity United Methodist Church is Becky Isaacson. Good morning, Becky.
Well, hi, Brad. How are you?
Any better than I'd be twins. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, I know. We look so much alike.
Yes, of course. Becky, this is amazing because we've never really taken a moment to talk a bit about the Boar's Head Festival before. Now, it's not really coming up until January, but your tickets time is of the essence as far as tickets are concerned.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. It's January 13, 14, and 15. We currently have tickets available for the Friday night, the 13th, and Sunday night, the 15th.
Really? Okay.
Yes,
well,
but the afternoon shows are sold out.
They are. Mm-hmm. Okay. Before we go any further, let's give people the contact points to grab tickets.
Okay.
They would be?
You may call the Boar's Head Festival office, and that is 733-4759. 759.
Now, we have people listening this morning who are going, Boar's Head, what's that? And this is, I found over the years, like the last 18 of them, because I've had two children literally grow up in that festival.
That is correct. You have.
They've gone from winter sprites to snow queens and everything in between. So how would we... And the hardest thing I have is trying to explain to people exactly what this very imposing performance is all about. You might have better luck than I.
Well, it is a celebration of Epiphany, which is the Three Kings Day, normally 12 days after Christmas. We're a little bit later this year. But in medieval England, there was very little separation between the secular and the sacred. I mean, the whole town revolved around the cathedral. And so we present up the boar's head as a symbol of the evil in the world. And the Christ child is represented by a tiny candle brought in by a candle sprite at the very beginning of the festival. And then at the very end, that same candle sprite takes it out as if Christ, the light of the world, going out into the world.
Well, Becky, I don't know what you really do there to create the magic, but the music for this thing sounds like I'm listening to a 25-piece Broadway pit orchestra. It comes booming out of Trinity Church, and I know that you job in some great brass players.
Yes, I do.
From all over, but how do you create that sound in there?
Well, we have 50 adult singers who are monks. We call them monks. We have 14 teenage girls that are also singing. We have singing waits who are younger children who join in the festivities. And we have the 5-piece brass, flute, piccolo, oboe, harp, and 2 percussionists. Plus, of course, Trinity's grand organ.
Yeah, and it is a massive sound. It really is.
Well, the building helps. The cathedral is in a Gothic structure, and
sure,
it's just beautiful, and it has wonderful acoustics.
Well, you also have original music that's been created and written for this from Steve Hayes.
That's correct. Yeah, when we have a need for something, we call upon our producing director, who is Steve Hayes, and he will sometimes write us something.
He might be the closest thing to Noel Coward that we have in
I would think so.
Quite honestly. And it just lends us... Now, the costuming and the direction is also very professional. Again, you do feel like you're watching a major professional theatrical production, which I suspect you are.
Well, absolutely, and we have all the professional lighting also, which helps immensely.
It is. Now, how many years have you been associated with it, Beck?
This will be my 29th. The festival's been going, just be by 28th, the festival's been going 29.
And, of course, lots of, I don't like to give away too much of the fun and the surprise, but there are some amazing special effects, quote unquote, that has been created specifically for this festival. And not to mention that before the actual festival begins, we have something called the pre-show.
Yes, we've renamed that the Preparation Festivities.
The Preparation Festivities.
Yes, Prep Fest.
Oh. And basically what's happening here, it's so much fun because it involves the entire audience, because what's happening is you are plunged into the middle of basically a medieval village.
That's correct. It's as if the villagers are preparing the sanctuary for the festival, and they interact with the audience, sometimes chastising them for wearing fur.
Yes, indeed. And you've got the sheriff who maintains order. You've got the church rat running around. Yes. What's that?
He tries to maintain order.
He tries to maintain. And you make this kind of this kind of Hitchcock appearance in the thing. You show up in there, and you've been playing the same role for many years, I know.
I have. People don't even know it's me. I think that's a blessing, actually.
Well, and we have live animals, not to give away too many surprises, that make their appearance in the Boar's Head. Well, again, I do need to say that if you have never seen this thing before, you're in for a treat. And I know that a lot of folks just say, oh, you know, you can't get tickets for that, so they don't even try. But that's not the case this year, which is really unusual.
Yes, so there are tickets available for Friday night and Sunday night.
Becky Isaacson, thank you for being with us this morning.
Brad, I'd like to say one thing, if I may.
Anything you want.
And that is that we should note that 10% of all of the festival's profits go to local missions, and this has been our tradition for many, many years.
Didn't even realize that. That's marvelous.
Yes, we give 10% to our missions committee, and the only stipulation is that they use it in the Springfield or greater Springfield area.
Well, Becky, I'm very glad that you got that out there this morning. That's wonderful.
Well, in this time of year, I think that's very important for people to know.
I'm going to throw out the number one more time, 733-4759.
That is correct.
It may be one of the best things you'll do.
And I'm going to get you to be Father Christmas some year.
I know you've been
I've been trying my heart out.
Yeah, never know. But again, this is a great thing to do to beat the post-Christmas doldrums.
That's right.
Christmas is over and we're back to our life. No, there's a very, very exciting evening in store for you, or afternoon, as the case may be, at Trinity United Methodist Church for the Boar's Head Festival. The date one more time, Becky?
January 13, 14, and 15.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you, Brad. It was nice talking with you.
Anytime. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. 8:44 on the morning show at WHYN News Talk 560.